Okay, we're going to work on showing you how to use the new work order ticketing system that's designed for Augusta Village Townhome HOA for use with them and KRJ. We're going to start off by looking at the login page. This is the login page. If you go to work.augustavillagehoa.com and you have not been logged in yet, or you were logged in then haven't been there for a while, it'll have auto-logged you off. You'll need to sign in before continuing. You will have to have already been given a login to be able to do this. You cannot sign up. Somebody that's already has a login has to create your user. So just to show how this is going to work, we're going to use the admin login for Tina at KRJ Management, just as an example for what she will see. She should have the password already, but I've already entered that in here. We're going to go ahead and sign in. Oh, maybe I've put in the wrong password. Alright, there we go. So we are signed in here. The first thing it's going to do is bring you to the work order dashboard. So what you'll see here is a little bit of information, who you're signed in as. If there's open work orders, you can click here and see those. And right here is going to be the list of all the current work orders. Right now we only have one here. It's kind of a test one. But as these fill up, these are going to just move down, and you'll have a different row for each one. We'll kind of show you how that looks as we are building this going forward. These right here are going to be ways that you can sort the current work orders. So for example, if I want to show unresolved or pending budget or completed ones, I can do it like right here. I could show the order of which I want to, as far as the priority and who they're assigned to. Now we're going to go to, let's see, if I go to view all, it does basically the same thing as those two. And let's see here, we're going to go to the create new. So right now this is a new work order. We're going to create one. The information over here under details, this will be something that we will need to fill out. Sorry, give me just a second here. And as we're filling that out, we'll just go on from step by step. Let's see here. And for right now, let's just assume that there's a tree branch that has fallen in the parking lot. So let's see here. We'll do down tree branch. And it's probably going to be fairly high priority to get rid of. We'll say the parking lot. We may not have a unit number if there isn't one, but we'll go ahead and just leave that blank for right now. And let me see here. So let's say today is February 9. We want that done by the end of the day. Or we can do tomorrow if it's too late. Let's just do February 10th. And there doesn't need to be a budget, let's say. I mean, this could be blank, and you can just find out. So the way the budget works is if you already have an idea of what the budget's going to be, or if there's already an approved budget, you can put that in there and select the pre-approved button. You can leave the budget blank if you're not entirely sure if there needs to be one, or if somebody needs to check and find out what that budget is before it can be approved or not. So right now, we're just going to assume that all the equipment and tools that's needed for this is already done. So it's just a removal. There doesn't need to be any budget. We'll go ahead and pre-approve that of 0. And then we need to find out who it's going to be assigned to. Right now, these are the current people that are in the system. Obviously, these are all. A lot of these are going to be removed later on, but pretty much anyone who's in here can be assigned a work order system. Todd will be the most often assigned, I would imagine, for the Augusta Village HOA. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and select Super User, because that's one I can log on to in a little bit to show you how that works. And then if there's any notes or descriptions that you need to put, so here we're going to put in tree branch fell into the parking lot last night. Please remove the branch and inform us if there was additional damage. And let's see, I got this information from somebody emailed me, or somebody emailed the person who's putting it out, or give a call, and let's say that there's an image of what happened. Well, it's very simple. What we can do is basically, you can open up your folder, and then if you have an image, or you can click here and it'll pull it up. We can just double click on the image that we want to upload. So I have just a kind of fake image. We're going to put that on there, and I'm going to go ahead and create the order. It's going to process everything. When it's done, it's going to move on, and we'll go back to the main dashboard. And as you can see here, now we have the down tree bank. That sound that you just heard was actually me getting an email saying that there is a new work order assigned to me. And I'm going to pull that email up for a second so you can see what that looks like. But let's see here. So as you can see here, as soon as that work order was assigned, I also received an email, and this is the email that I got because the super admin is assigned to the admin at Byte-Werx email address. I was assigned a new work order issued. As you see, I see the town tree branch, the priority, where it's at, budget, and when it needs to be completed by. And if I wanted to right here, I could actually, and then contact information if I have anything. So if I was Todd and I got this, I would have all of this. I could click on there, and it works as well on your phone. And so if I click that, it actually opens up directly to the work order system, the work order that's already open, and I can take a look at it, view the images that they're uploaded all. But right now we're going to go back over to here, and I'm going to go ahead and close out that email address. I just want to give you an idea of how it goes. So as you can see here, we have the down tree branch again. It's unresolved. It's assigned to the super user. It's been less than a minute. Parking lot, budget, all that stuff. And again, I can open it up. I can see the information here. This on the right hand shows who created it. Sorry, the reporter is who created it, and the assignee is who is assigned to finish the task. We have dates of when it was created, if it's been updated at all, and any activity. Sorry, if you click these, you can actually minimize them. But any activity has been done here. So this was basically just the creation of it. If there's additional images, so if I can edit any of these for one, or I can view it. If I have additional images, I can drag and drop them here, or I can put in a new comment. So let's say I want to add a comment, and I forgot to mention that, let's see, what would be similar to this, that you should cut down the tree where the branch fell from. So let's say that that was something we wanted to do, and then I would just click add here, and that's going to actually, again, it's going to update it. It's going to pop back up. You'll see here a little green box, comment was saved successfully. And now if I scroll down, I have what I just put here, and it shows from who it's from. And so now we're ready to go. So if I was working as Tina, or if I was Tina and I have this, my job at this point is done. It's been sent off to Todd, or in this case super user, and it's waiting for them to do their job and mark it as complete, or ask any questions if they need to. So let's go ahead and log out here. And now I'm going to log in as that super user. So I'm pulling back in. I'm the super user now. So this one's assigned to me. I'm going to pull this up, and I'm seeing all of this. So I can do the same thing. Let's see here. Okay, that's not a problem. So I can comment after I read her comment. I can be like, okay, I saw that. It's not an issue. And as you see, you can see the conversation, how it goes by. And then I can do whatever I need to on here. You know, look it over. finish it up. Now let's say, and I'm gonna load up another image. It's not a very it's not gonna be an image that works perfectly with what we're doing here. But I'm going to go ahead and just open it up, and instead of clicking and opening, so I can still click here and it opens this up. This time I'm going to drag and drop it. So let me find that real quick. There we go. Download. Oh, where's the other one? Down. So this is the other one I have. I'll just drag and drop it over here. That little green check mark whenever it's done. After that's done, we're going to scroll down and you just select add. And it didn't say the comment, but that's okay. I didn't have one, but as you see here, you have the other image. So I can click, bring that up. I can view the other ones. If you click anywhere off, it's going to come back around. So that's not a problem. And so that's been saved on there. And the little bit of the comments I have were saved as well. So I can go back over here and let's say, I go about my day, I get everything finished, and now that's done. So I've uploaded the stuff to prove that I'm done. I can just go here and click resolved. It goes to updating, give it just a second, and it should go back to, boom. Okay, it's been marked as resolved. So now, this has been resolved. And I didn't think this through, but now Tina is actually going to get an email. She's probably going to wonder where that email's from, but she's going to get an email from the system saying that, hey, this work order has been completed and it's ready for your review. So if I log back out and come back in as Tina, let's see here. I'm going to save that. Now I show it as resolved and it is completed. So I could take a look at this. Now, if I take a look at this and I show, oh wait, that's not what we wanted, I could actually come over here and I can reopen it if I don't think it's done. So now it's been reopened. I can come back in, scroll down. Let's say, please sweep away the extra mess so people can park. And then I can add just a simple thing, something like that, no big deal. And just as before, it is going to go over here. So I'm going to show you some of the emails that have been going on while this is happening. So let's see here. I'm going to go back to first. So again, I got to sign this one because a new work order was issued. So I got all this information. And this, if we're going to use the example of Tina and Todd. So Tina would create the work order. Whenever she's finished and saves that work order, Todd would get this email letting him know that this has come. As you can see, even if it's a small email, it will show up on cell phone, tablet, laptop, desktop, doesn't matter, it'll look good on it. Now, now the next email I got was right here, whenever Tina added a comment to it. So again, this would be emailed out to Tina and to Todd on this one to let them know that a new comment was put on there. Then Todd, or in this case it was super user, but then Todd, excuse me, sorry for computers for reason. Alright. We need to change the wording here, but this is the email that says that the issue has been resolved, and if necessary you can re-verify what's going on here. After that, that shows the work order has been updated, so it's showing that the work order has been reopened and is no longer marked for completion. So this would go from when Tina reopened it, Todd would see this again. It's like, hey, something is not completed here, take a look at it. And then finally we had the last email showing that there was another comment that was put on there from Tina. So that kind of follows all the emails back and forth. So if Todd was sitting here, he would have gotten 4 emails, sorry. He would have gotten the email showing that there was a new work order. He got the email that showed that Tina had commented on that work order. Then after he would get his third email would be when Tina reopened it, and the fourth email would be when Tina commented a second time on it after it was reopened. Tina would have received three emails. She would receive one whenever it was open. She would have received one whenever Todd commented on it, or super user in this case, and she would have received the third email whenever it was marked as resolved, so that she could go verify the work and verify that it had been resolved properly. So these are the main things that you can do here. Now notice you can't delete work orders after they've been created. It's designed so that you can't fake the system. You can't change the dates of which they were created. You can only you can delete images if you need to, but that's only if you've updated something wrong or anything like that. Now, let's say, for example, I apologize. I was already logged in as Tina. Let's see here. That is incorrect. I don't know what I'm putting in. Okay. And nope. Now let's say I had something that I put in that was wrong in here. I can actually edit it by clicking over here. And if I need to make it an emergency priority, if I need to change the priority or the completion date, I can do that. Time and this initial stuff, or budget. I can do, or who it is assigned to. I can do all of that here by adding it. So we've changed it to an emergency. I'll go ahead and update that order, and it'll go through. So as you see now, it's listed as an emergency over here instead of the regular. But again, as you notice, I could not change the date that it was opened. This is so that you can't post date or back date anything. So when it's open is whenever it's created, and that's going to stick on there. The area, the priority, the completion date, budget, those are things that can be changed as needed. So let's say that you're getting ready for a business meeting or something like that, and you want to have a bunch of these. You want to see what work has been, and we're actually going to go through and resolve this real quick back when it's done. So let's say we wanted to go through and see what all has been resolved in the last 30 days. So we can go to resolved, and as you saw, it gets rid of the testing one. And then we can actually press this print button right here, and it makes everything in a nice print ready form. So it's not pretty, you know, it's not designed to be, it's designed to be functional. So it'll print, you'll list all these out, so then you can print them out. And each line is actually going, as you get more lines, they actually change colors back and forth, so it makes it easier to read. It's not going to be all white space like this, but we just have the one right now. So let me go back, and I'll just do show all again. So you have all that. No, take on that. Now, excuse me. As you can see, Tina doesn't have access to create users. You have to be a different level admin section for that. But you can create new work orders, all of that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and go out here, and I'll log into this, which is a super admin. So if I need to, I can actually change some settings. Really, the only setting right here is what's the name of it. But I can actually change users, and this is going to be one of the things that you'll want to know how to do. So on the left-hand side here, on your users, you just click that, go to create new, and there's a couple different things on here. Obviously, you just do the email, password, this information, but under the user rights, there are 3 separate rights, and let me explain how these work, because these are going to be important deciding who should get what when you're creating new users. So the contractor is going to be the very bottom level user. Contractors are basically going to be people who are working on work order tickets, but will never have to create them or need additional stuff for that. It could be someone like Todd, or it could be a contractor that you've actually hired in for like a specific job, and then once they're done, they're finished. Now, one of the nice things about contractors, if you click on that, you'll see that it has an expires on date. So if, for example, you have a contractor for a specific job It's just one job, and that's all that they're up here for. You could still use the work order ticketing system to keep them in check. You would just need their email address and telephone number on here. But what you could do, excuse me, excuse me. Let's say, for example, they're only working here for 2 weeks. They have a quick job. You can actually set their end date, let's say, on the February 28th. And so whenever I create this user, if it is later than February 28th, once it hits March 1 or beyond, this user gets locked. Nobody can log into it. Nobody can see it. Nobody can use it. The user will still exist, and the information attached to the user will still exist. For example, any completed work orders that were assigned to this user will still show this user as the one who completed it, but no further work orders can be assigned to the user, and the user can no longer log in to see the old work orders. So that keeps the site a little bit more secure and able for you to use this not just for on-staff people, but for contract workers as well, and keep them on track and keep your records up to date, but without losing any of that security. Now, the second option is going to be the standard admin. As you see here, see the difference between contractor and standard admin is the expires on. There is no expires on date for a standard admin. They last until they are removed. Now, standard admin is kind of what we have Tina set up as now. She can log in, she can view, a standard admin can view any work order, whether it's assigned to them or not, and whether they created it or not. They can view all the work orders. They can open up any of the work orders, and they can edit some of the work orders. And the big difference, though, is they can also create new work orders. So that's going to be for the people who are primarily running the day-to-day operation of the work order ticketing system. Are going to be your standard admins, the people that are going to be creating the tickets day in, day out, verifying that they've been completed, editing any changes or adding any changes, communicating with the contractors. So that's going to be for your standard admin, or pretty much the day-to-day people who work on it. Now, the super admin can do all of that as well, but a super admin also has the additional rights of editing and creating and deleting users and changing the settings. And like I said, right now we only have the one setting, but the super user is set as a super admin. So whenever you see the fact that I can create a new user, that is because I am logged in as a super admin. If I was logged in as a contractor or standard admin, I could not do that. And again, just to show you how that works, I'll log out. We're going to log in as Tina's account. And once we log into Tina's account, you'll see that I have a thing here that says users, but when I click it, nothing happens, and I don't even have the settings. And that's basically how this system works.